nightmare of a game.
Oh, that's a cross that's caused complete confusion. Dortmund fortunate to have escaped that moment of what looked like calamity.
Well, they all missed it, all stood in a line across the 6-yard box. 3 defenders and the goalkeeper all miss it, but a red shirt doesn't get in there. If you take a chance, I think it's got to be Sane coming in from this right-hand side, should be getting on the end of that.
Leipzig watching on with interest, of course, having won themselves earlier today to go top of the table. And they would remain there if Bayern can't at least get a point tonight. We will come back for the Dortmund free kick. Hazard sent tumbling and ended up with Goretzka on top of him as well. The points tonight.
Yeah, well, Hazard read what Goretzka was going to do, turn backwards, and he closes him down really quickly. This is the goal, the second goal. Lovely ball, Schultz onto it. Beautiful movement from Thorgan Hazard, cuts it back. And Haaland unmarked within the 6-yard box. What is Boateng, Zula, Alaba doing? Don't mark space, mark the man.
2-0 down before he's barely even had a touch of the ball.
Yeah, he's frustrated. You can see that. That man's not, though. Edin Zuric, very, very happy.
Well, it's the start of the biggest 4 days of his brief tenure with Borussia Dortmund for Edin Terzic. His first, the Klassiker, in charge, and then the second leg of the Champions League tie against Sevilla, which they are leading by 3-2, but getting through to the quarter-finals of that competition would continue to give them that confidence that they could yet finish in the top 4 in the Bundesliga this season. They've got some work to do in that particular race at present, but they are going about it with a real vigour.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Steve. I think that game midweek against Sevilla is actually a bigger game than this for Dortmund. But they've started this game sensationally well. Hopefully they get a few players back for midweek. But the one thing in their mind here is keep a clean sheet, get the 3 points, and get some confidence back into the team.
Zula. For Zane. Goretzka. Away by Zagadou. Delaney thought he'd kept the ball in play, but apparently not.
Dortmund have just got to keep their discipline, keep their shape, and then if they're in trouble, put it over the top for Haaland to run after it and then get up and support him. It's all down to Bayern, what they're going to do to get back into this game.
Super pass to find Zane. Muller too strong with the cross. Royce under pressure from Davies, unable to clear. Well, that's a decent delivery, which Zane couldn't turn back across the face of goal.
Yeah, but Marco Royce got caught out there by Davies, and then it breaks, this ball's in. Zane's round the back. Really should be heading that back across the 6-yard box. Kimmich with the ball, head it back across. He's going for goal. That's poor from Zane. Really good ball from Kimmich, though.
Just 1 win in 8, home and away, in this fixture in the Bundesliga. Borussia Dortmund have already lost here this season in the Super Cup at the
win in 8,
start of the campaign in this fixture in the Bundesliga. The home fixture in the Bundesliga in the Super Cup at the topsy-turvy contest, which ended 3-2 in Bayern's favour. And they've never gone 5 successive Der Klassikers without getting something. They've given themselves a wonderful platform from which to end a 4-match losing run in this contest.
Yeah, but you see the tactics from even Royce there is closing Kimmich down, making him go backwards, making him dive on the floor to get a free kick, because they're right in the faces here. Those yellow shirts are really putting the red shirts under pressure. This is the out ball down this right-hand side.
Zula. Kimmich. Goretzka. Sané. Schultz for company. Niklas Zula. Well, not even a half chance for Lewandowski. Twice now he's just flicked the ball goalwards in anticipation of a miracle.
Yeah, the ball's behind him again, and he's sort of twisting his neck trying to get something on target. Goes over the top here, but you know, when you're the away team in the big games like this, the Klassiker, and you're Dortmund, you want to get past that opening 20 minutes. And that's what they've got to do. Although they're 2-0 up, don't make any mistakes. If you've got to knock it long like that, like Zagadou's done, you do that, regroup.
So often when this fixture comes around at this stage of the season, it's talk of whether or not Dortmund can give themselves a chance in a title race. Lewandowski snatching at an opportunity from which he would have at least expected to hit the target.
You're absolutely right, he does snatch at it. Lovely chested pass off there from Goretzka. Lovely ball, lovely chest off, and he snatches at it on his left foot. He doesn't keep it down. Well, he keeps it down, but just can't keep it on target. If that was on his right foot, I think that would have been in the back of the net.
Dortmund need to be careful in those sorts of situations, but they have wriggled out of it with quite a bit of panache and got themselves back on the front foot, but for some tireless work, not just once but twice from Boateng.
Looked like Boateng actually stayed down there, Steve. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
Muller. Coman. Goretzka. Off Zagadou. And then Muller from an unfavourable angle.
They're snatching at things at the moment. They're not used to being in this position. Bayern Munich 2-0 down at home. 20 minutes gone. Dortmund still look very dangerous on the counter-attack, but as we said, sometimes you don't want to play out at the back now, Dortmund. Knock it long, push up, keep your shape. Don't give anything away and give any encouragement to Bayern Munich. They're too good for that.
Yeah, different dynamic tonight. It's not about Dortmund's being in last chance saloon in terms of the title race. You'd have to be an extremely optimistic follower of the black and yellows to think that that is a viable option for this season. Instead, it's about making sure that they're playing Champions League football again next year, getting back into the top four, and there's some pretty ferocious competition for that. Sané. Well, gets it back off Hazard, and he's still going. And eventually it's Meunier alert to the danger. Royce. Haaland gave him a little bit of a suggestion of where a pass might go.
Yeah, but this is good. They played it out from the back into midfield. Now they're keeping the ball. A bit of possession, a bit of confidence on the ball. Not that they need it, they're 2-0 up.
Amazing how Dortmund have been revitalised by that first leg success over Sevilla. They subsequently beaten Schalke 4-0. Got the better of Arminia Bielefeld last weekend and beat Gladbach in the Cup in midweek, an opponent against whom they had lost to relatively recently. Davies. Broken up by Delaney. Hazard giving it away to Kimmich. Zula for Sané. And away by Zagadou.
Yeah, you can just see that they've been pressing really hard for 23 minutes here, Dortmund, taking the game to Bayern 2-0 up. They've got to get their breath back a little bit. A few of them are looking a little bit tired out there. Hazard for one, who hasn't played because he's had the injuries.
Alphonso Davies making his 50th appearance in the Bundesliga this evening. Muller. Meunier away. Haaland relieved to see the ball eventually reach a teammate. Wasn't the intended teammate. Took a while to get going last weekend against Cologne, did Bayern, and eventually won that game 5-1. Lewandowski trying to tee up Goretzka. So often it's the other way around. And now here's another Dortmund break, and Haaland, who's on a hat-trick, is looking around to see what the options are. Erling Haaland, like a battering ram, trying to burst through, and eventually the flag is raised.
Yeah, good play though. Royce did well, but then when he got to this stage there wasn't enough support and it breaks and Royce is offside. But I'd say to Haaland, just stay up on the halfway line the whole time, don't drop back in, we'll do the work there, and anything we get, we'll put it over the top for you.
Delaney with the challenge on Muller, who applies the pressure. Dahoud pled his innocence straight away, and referee Marco Fritz inclined to agree with him. There is Mahmoud Dahoud. And that's a wonderful pass. Dortmund are in again.
He's got to shoot. Meunier, brilliant, brilliant play. Just put your laces through it. If it comes off the keeper, Haaland puts it in for his hat-trick. That could be a turning point in this game. They could have gone 3-0 up there.
Emre Can providing the cover at right back as Meunier retreats. Alaba, careless, Dahoud. Robert Lewandowski, nothing more than a couple of half chances so far for him as he tries to continue this pursuit towards further Bundesliga goal-scoring landmarks. Kimmich, Sané, and there is a goal back for Bayern Munich. The flag has stayed down and Robert Lewandowski has got it. The champions back in the contest.
Well, they will be looking at this, but Sané comes inside, does really well. It's a shot, but like all top strikers, and Lewandowski is definitely that, follows in. Good play down the left-hand side. Once it comes out here, Sané to his feet, feints to go on the inside past Schultz, and he's onside. Zagadou just a little bit deeper. Robert Lewandowski, haven't seen much of him so far, but he gets Bayern back into the game.
We thought it would be a tale of two centre-forwards, and between them they have scored all 3 goals. Erling Haaland twice for Borussia Dortmund. Robert Lewandowski with his 35th of the season in all competitions, breathing life back into Bayern's challenge.
Well, I did say, Meunier, put your foot through that. You could have made it 3-0. Will that be the turning point? And it so easily could have been.
Robert Lewandowski having scored Bundesliga goal number 265, which means he is now just one behind Klaus Fischer all-time for second place in Bundesliga goal scoring terms. Also now has a yellow card to his name.
Yeah, he is competitive, as we know. Lewandowski, as they're calling him these days. And they're right back in this now, Bayern Munich.
Of course, for Dortmund there is a sense of inevitability that Robert Lewandowski will score against them. His 18th now in all competitions since swapping Dortmund for Bayern back in 2014. Royce. Delaney went flying into the challenge and he has been penalised for it, catching a little bit too much of David Alaba. Zula, Muller, Coman. Oh, that's a really sharp save from Marvin Hitz. And then Coman gets an absolute clattering from Thomas Meunier. And he becomes the first Borussia Dortmund player to be booked this evening.
It's a silly challenge from Thomas Meunier. Doesn't need to slide in there. It's a clear foul. Yellow card. But this is the chance. Hits it hard and low. Hitz does really well. Save it with his feet. Keep it out. He's just starting to come into the game a little bit now. Kingsley Coman.
Glorious set-piece opportunity this for Bayern, considering the targets available to Joshua Kimmich. Clearance completed by Nico Schultz. Boateng. Kimmich's layoff for Coman. He's wriggled away from Hazard. And there are claims that Royce used his arm. Certainly Thomas Muller thought so.
Well, Thomas Muller will appeal for anything, the same as Lewandowski. Try and put the referee under pressure. The referee just waved it away, say it come off his shoulder. But VAR will look at that.
They are always watching.
Let's not go into the handball debate.
It's not time. It's not time between goals. Zula, the Klassiker, living up to its billing and its reputation as it so often does, as Zula delivers and is helped on by Coman, but helped on well beyond the reach of Robert Lewandowski. And there was just an indication there from referee Marco Fritz that he wants Marvin Hitz to wait before taking the goal kick. But he doesn't have to wait for very long. Zula for Lewandowski, who has scored yet again against his former employer tonight. Bayern still trailing. Davies. Coman. Well, the decision has gone in Dortmund's favour. Both players showing their studs. Certainly that's the way Kimmich interpreted it, but it's Dahoud who's got the decision.
Well, he follows through on Dahoud, that's why Kimmich. I'm surprised the referee doesn't give him a yellow card for that. He doesn't like it when players get aggressive with him, but he likes getting aggressive with others. This is the goal. Charlie, that's a definite shot. He's not looking to play Lewandowski in, but Dan Axel Zagadou plays him onside at the near post. And they're back in this game, Bayern Munich.
"32 minutes of flowing by, end-to-end stuff." Sané, creator of the goal that's reduced the deficit. Kimmich. Sané's flick, Lewandowski! Charles not gone yet for Bayern. Zula this time. We'll get a second opportunity.
They're getting very deep now, Dortmund. They can't get out. One-way traffic. Great block in there from Hummels. I don't know if the shot was going in from Lewandowski. But they pressed them right back now.
Oh, super pass. Pretty good run from Kimmich as well. Just had a little too much to do to keep the opportunity alive.
Yeah, just a little bit too much pace. Lovely touch from Sané there. Lewandowski with the shot. I think that was going wide. Really good block from Mats Hummels, watched by the national manager. Any way back, do you think, for Hummels and Muller and Boateng?
Big game coming up in the Premier League on Monday night. Chelsea-Everton for you on BT Sport 1. That is from 5:30. Big game in Germany, getting the focus of our attention on this Saturday evening, and Schultz just about managing to keep Bayern at bay.
Well, we're in the 34th minute and it's flown by, Steve, hasn't it? It's been a brilliant game. Dortmund out the traps, 2-0 up, and then Bayern suddenly getting that goal back, starting to dictate.
Well, one thing that hasn't happened very often in this fixture in this stadium of late is that Bayern have been behind at half-time. Still got time to make sure that that isn't the case this evening. Zula has made excellent progress, and it's Royce back to dispossess him.
I'd say even at this stage, Steve, I have to say 34, 35 minutes, Dortmund need to get to half-time, as you just said, winning this game. They don't want to concede another before half-time.
Muller on the move. Emre Can sliding in, did enough to disrupt his progress. Didn't play in the week. Bayern already out of the DFB Pokal for this season, so you would anticipate that they would be a little bit fresher than Dortmund, who had an attritional game which went the 90-minute distance, a narrow 1-0 win over Borussia Mönchengladbach on Tuesday evening. Jadon Sancho scoring the decisive goal, but him and Rafael Guerreiro picking up injuries in that match. That's the reason that they're not involved tonight. Gio Reyna didn't make the trip either. We did think that being short of Guerreiro and Sancho on the left might be to their significant detriment, but the goal that has them in front still this evening came courtesy of the replacements in those positions.
Yeah, it's just a bit worried about Hazard's fitness. Can he last this game? But Bellingham could come on for him. Another free kick given away. Got to be very careful here, Dortmund. They're just inviting the pressure. Mats Hummels this time.
Well, no player on the field has quite the level of experience of these occasions, and Mats Hummels is 35th. He's represented both clubs in them, but even he, with all of that nous and that knowledge, can get sucked into an unnecessary challenge. Kimmich with the resulting free kick. Well defended by Zagadou. And Hummels completes the job.
Yeah, Zagadou did really well there. I don't know if Witz could have come for that. Likes to stay on his line a lot. Sometimes he's got to come and dictate that 6-yard box for me, the goalkeeper. But when you start looking at Bayern Munich, they've got Gnabry on the bench, Steve. You know, Choupo-Moting, who came on or scored last time out. Musala, who's just signed that new contract. They've got fresh legs in there. They've got people who score goals as well if they're needed. Not such a strong bench for Dortmund, unfortunately, with all the injuries they have.
Brandt, the standout name amongst their replacements in terms of quality. Bellingham, from a colloquial English point of view. Davies with the cross, swept away by Hummels. From an English point of view, it is a bit disappointing that there's no Englishman on the field tonight, because we were excited about what role that on both sides of the equation they might have played.
Steve, there's an Englishman on the field. He scored 2 goals. He was born in Leeds. Just that he unfortunately plays for Norway.
Yeah, it's a bit late to make that pitch. In terms
I'm
of
making it.
You're making it now.
I've been making it in the last 2 years. You know, what a player. I mean, it'd be fantastic if he could have played for England.
Over the top for Koeman by Alaba. Well read by Emre Can. Dortmund have not really had too many opportunities to break since that chance for Meunier to make it 3-0. They've been soaking up the pressure ever since. Hazard inviting Meunier to get on the front foot once again, but winning a race against Alphonso Davies was a little optimistic.
I don't think there's many who's going to be a race with Alphonso Davies.
Maybe a bit of space for Bayern to operate in. Goretzka's made excellent progress. Pass needs retrieving by Sané. Sula, Goretzka, Robert Lewandowski. Still rising as it cleared the frame of the goal.
Yeah, although he scored one, he hasn't really had his shooting boots on yet in his opening 39 minutes. You'd expect Lewandowski to hit the target there, but he's leaning back on it, gets under the ball, goes over, hits his crossbar.
Well, he's got his goal tonight, Robert Lewandowski. He just needs a smidge over one a game to break the 40-goal barrier, which is one of those almost mythical achievements now. Not been done since Gerd Müller. He seems the man most likely. Erling Haaland could well fancy his chances of doing it at some point in the future, looking to turn provider on this occasion.
It's a great little scoop pass there from Erling Haaland for Royce. Just overhit it. Brilliant touch again from the young man. Marco Reus, lovely footwork, and then just keeps the ball, slows the game down for Dortmund. Been under a bit of pressure.
Schultz. Yeah, the flag did go up.
It did, Steve, but it looked like it was a throw-in. It should have been a throw-in down this side first. Yeah, but he knocks off him. That goes out of play by the looks of it, but okay, offside.
Well, next up for Edin Terzic and his team, the Champions League on Tuesday evening, and the second leg of Borussia Dortmund's game against Sevilla, a tie that they are leading by 3-2. You can see with us on BT Sport 3. Second leg of Liverpool's game against the team that currently lead the way in the Bundesliga, RB Leipzig, a 2-0 in favour of the Premier League champions. That is on Wednesday at 7, BT Sport 2, BT Sport Ultimate, the channels.
Yeah, more fantastic games in Champions League and then Europa League as well. Such an exciting time of the season to watch, but fantastic if you're playing in them.
Final 4 minutes of the first half have been enthralling. Der Klassiker, the most competitive one we've had at the Allianz Arena in a few seasons. They've always lived up to the hype in terms of the goals and the drama, but they have been very one-sided since Dortmund last won here in 2014. Very different story this evening. Coman. Really dispossessed fairly by Dahoud. Now Royce going to carry possession away from Kimmich, who can't resist the temptation to haul Royce to the turf. Now then, that wasn't quite as obvious as perhaps it looked at first glance. Dahoud could be in trouble here.
Yeah, but there's contact there on the top of the foot. They don't touch the ball. Dahoud stretches forward. That could be a penalty. He's got to go and have a look at it.
Well, Marco Fritz is right near the monitor, and Felix Zweier, who is the video assistant referee tonight, has advised him to nip over and take a look, and he probably won't have to look for very long.
No, because he's under control of that ball. He's got the ball under control. This is going to be a penalty, and Bayern just on half-time are going to get right back into this.
Well, a gimme as far as Bayern are concerned. Mahmoud Dahoud lunging into the challenge on Kingsley Coman, and having led 2-0 inside 10 minutes, Borussia Dortmund facing up to the prospect of a Bayern Munich equaliser.
Well, it's a definite penalty. Lewandowski's going to take it, as you'd expect. We'll have to go back to that Meunier chance. Should have made it 3-0. Bayern could be going in level at half-time here, but it could have been 3-0 down.
Robert Lewandowski has already scored tonight against his former club. And Robert Lewandowski steps up to score once again against Borussia Dortmund, and from 2-0 down, Bayern Munich get themselves back level at 2-2.
And you don't expect him to miss, do you? He's so confident in fancy hits at all. Lewandowski just strolls up, he knows what he's going to do. Little skip in there, there you go. Stop, stick it in the corner. It goes to his left, and the ball goes to his right.
It is Robert Lewandowski's 30th Bundesliga goal of the season. It restores parity, and after the early scare, Bayern have got themselves level at a critical stage of the contest.
Yeah, and that's what champions do. That's what world champions do. 2-0 down at home, been blitzed by Dortmund, and they just gradually get back into the game, and they take their rewards. They're looking to take the lead before half-time here, Steve.
Well, they've got time to do so. Zane asking way too much of Zula. Well, it will be a half-time dressing room conversation about what might have been, from a Dortmund point of view, the chance for Meunier to make it 3-0 just before Lewandowski's first of the evening.
Well, if they score here, I think Dortmund are going to say that ball was over the line and the assistant was not up with play. So this could turn the game completely.
Kimmich with the corner. As far as Alaba, who scored in the reverse fixture but was off target on that occasion.
Well, he'll be a relieved man, won't he? Hansi Flick. His team got blown away for 15 minutes, but they gradually got themselves back into this. And no doubt it's going to be Lewandowski who drew them back into this game, and he's scored the 2 goals, got a yellow card. Eventful first half for him, but it's been a brilliant opening 45.
Haaland, whose brace had given Dortmund what looks to be a pretty decent advantage, but these things can very quickly evaporate on you against Bayern Munich. We're halfway through 2 minutes of additional time. Schultz. That'll be a Dortmund free kick. Thought he had his position with the team in a dominant state of play, Erling Haaland. But the man that's been doing the job that he does for his team for considerably longer at the other end of the field has got Bayern back level, and that looks like how it's going to be. Final few seconds of the first half. Kimmich, vital touch off Hummels with Coman arriving behind him. Well, it has more than lived up to expectation. Der Klassiker, Erling Haaland twice for Borussia Dortmund inside the first 10 minutes to give them what looked a comfortable lead, but Robert Lewandowski got his customary goal against his former employer and then stepped up to convert from the penalty spot. 2 apiece for him, 2 apiece for Haaland, and 2 apiece between Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund at half-time.
And he's picked up Gylfi Sigurdsson.
Oh, you see a bit of flair there, yeah. Goal is guaranteed.
And now scores. That will do the job.
You ain't got none of this.
This is Chelsea. In 1975, a man took a stand to help more people become successful investors. So he started a company, recognized for fairness and good value. Today, we are 30 million investors around the world. Join us. Vanguard. Value to investors.
Do you ever think of what your skin goes through every day? In game time and playtime. Dove Men Plus Care protects and cares for your skin with triple action moisturizer and 48 hours protection.
Rise, entrepreneur. Take that first step towards freedom. So long to the old routine. Welcome to your new venture. There's an industry that needs disrupting. Ideas you should be challenging. It takes courage to do what you love. We'll help you begin your journey. As a business like you, dedicated to you, we can take on tomorrow together with a business account you could open today. Entrepreneurs across the UK. Start your business with Tide.
A really good sleep doesn't just happen overnight. It takes 40 years of expertise. It takes 7 layers of body-supporting technology and up to 5,000 patented titanium aerocoil springs that move air freely around you for a cool, deep, sound sleep.
New phone?
Yep, just got it on EE. They just won the UK's most reliable network.
Look at him, loving his reliable network, while I've got rubbish connection. Oh, wake up, Doug. He has the world at his fingertips, and all I have is this sandwich. Oh, great. That's curry paste, not mustard.
Don't be a Doug. Get EE or get network envy.
Peloton, come on, let's get this workout started. Claire Manchester, you got this. Heart rate stays up. We're moving to the mat. Let's go, Peloton. Bring that thunder. We did it together, Peloton.
The Sports Direct Back to School sale is now on. Save up to 70% on trainers, jackets, shoes and backpacks. Shop online today at sportsdirect.com.
Well, now, you've been singing the praises of Go Compare for years now.
See?
But this offer of £250 free access cover on car insurance, it's just too good to be true, isn't it?
No.
OK, so where can our viewers check this out?
Go Compare!
I thought he'd say that.
At ClearScore, we lay out your credit card and loan options in one place, including exclusive offers. ClearScore, making credit work for you.
You got me. You got me falling down and down. You got me spinning round and round. Loving good and loving true. In a
The Skoda SUV family, each as splendid as the next.
Well, don't miss UFC 259 tonight, featuring 3 title fights, including Israel Adesanya's step up to light heavyweight. That's at 1 a.m. here on BT Sport 2. And then next Saturday, the Birmingham-born welterweight Leon Edwards. He takes centre stage, hoping that a victory in Las Vegas will secure him a title fight of his own. Next Saturday, 11 o'clock, BT Sport 1. Highly engaging and enthralling contest going on in the Bundesliga this evening. The Klassiker rarely lets us down, and it took just 74 seconds to come alive tonight. Erling Haaland, we knew he'd be involved in writing the script one way or another. We weren't necessarily expecting it to be quite so early.
Absolutely. Meunier pulling out on that right-hand side. See, Haaland backs into Boateng, so he can't head it out too far. Comes off Delaney. Falls for Haaland. He's got one thing in his mind, hit the target. It hits Boateng, just fires into that far corner. Neuer, no chance.
So surely Bayern would regroup, would settle, would make sure that there wasn't another early opportunity for their galvanised visitors, their fierce rivals. But instead, Nico Schulz stepping up, finding Hazard, and that, by comparison to the first, was a tap-in for Erling Haaland. And he continues to be a player who excites and delights.
Yeah, but this is a brilliant team goal. Again, out on that right-hand side. Meunier pushing on, but this ball from De Hood out to Schulz. The run from Hazard in behind Zula. The cutback from Hazard. And there's the man you want in the 6-yard box. Haaland makes it 2-0. Second goal for him. And it was all one-way traffic at that point.
There was notice served by Bayern Munich eventually in the 17th minute as Leroy Sané headed just over, that they might be able to get back into business. And then eventually they were able to do so. Leroy Sané across the face of goal. Whether it was a shot, whether it's a cross, doesn't really matter when Robert Lewandowski's hovering.
It doesn't, but Zagadou just gets a little bit deeper here. Watch. Comes out to Zane and he takes Schulz on. Doesn't know whether to show him inside, outside. He goes out and he just drops in there and he just plays Lewandowski on. It's very tight. The other three defenders are up. Zagadou protecting the near post, but Lewandowski, Johnny on the spot, finds the back of the net.
Dortmund had an opportunity to make it 3-0 just before that. Meunier unselfishly trying to find a Haaland rather than going for goal himself. Coman was the latest to force a goalkeeper into action. Hits, reacting well. But then Kingsley Coman. Initial thoughts from Marco Fritz were that Mahmoud Dahoud had got enough on the ball to wave away the claims of the penalty. The replay tell you otherwise.
There's clear contact. It's in the 18-yard box. And he was coming more and more into the game, Kingsley Coman. And that's a definite penalty.
And just as Haaland had scored twice at the other end, so Robert Lewandowski made it 2 for him at the other to take him to 30 goals in the Bundesliga already.
Yeah, but so confident from the penalty spot. Only 10 behind. Good Müller now.
Quite incredible stuff, as so often we are treated to. And it should be an equally engaging second half, which is coming up for you next.
Looking for radar brake support, smartphone connectivity and 0% APR?
Yeah. The new hybrid Suzuki Swift comes packed full of features as standard and 0% APR.
Healthy dish cooked with steam. Like a Bosch. Veggie time, it's a dream. Like a Bosch. Mix and mash, vacuum food. Like a Bosch. Make it last, perfect move. Like a Bosch. Perfect fry, fish or meat. Like a Bosch. Nice and tasty, all meat. Like a Bosch.
Live well like a Bosch, with many solutions that can lead to a better way of living. From Bosch.
Parents, meet Go Henry, designed to teach kids money skills for life. It's a debit card connected to a smart app, loaded with budgeting tools and complete with parental control. 92% of parents said their children are more money confident since using Go Henry. You set them chores and allowances, they start earning. They spend, you get notified. They set goals and start building savings habits. Plus, they get to customize their cards. Join over 1 million customers and sign up now to get 1 month free at gohenry.com.
When you own a small business, you can find yourself drowning in legal questions. Oh, that's a tricky one. But when your business is insured with Direct Line, you get unlimited access to a team of legal experts available to give you legal advice day or night. No matter what's keeping you up, they're on it. And you get access to a ton of really useful legal templates that you can tailor to your business completely free. We solve problems, you save money, and keep doing what you do best. Search Direct Line Legal Essentials. We're on it. Direct Line.
Behold the Tree Dasher by Allbirds. Our first proper running shoe, made from natural materials like, well, trees, naturally. Mile after mile after mile. The Tree Dasher keeps your feet going and helps reduce your carbon footprint. Break a sweat, not the planet.
Meet Mildred. She's one fully reclined feline. She's an itch pet. That's right, her owner uses itch flea treatment, which helps her to stay flea-free all summer long. But now winter's here, she's going to be taking that chilled-out vibe indoors. She doesn't need flea treatment, right? Wrong. Fleas love the indoors. They will literally jump at the chance to nest in your warm, cosy home. So it's just as important to keep your pets flea-free in winter. So long, suckers. Subscribe at itchpet.com to get monthly flea treatment delivered to your door all year long, baby.
Fly Audible and travel the world. Listen up and settle back with thousands of destinations to explore. Whether it's an epic stay beyond the wall, long haul to Mars, a trip to Hogwarts, or ancient Greece, we'll get you there in style. There's another way to get away.
There's a reason so many people are choosing O2.
Come when we sharp, in a light, not a block hot. Get it, don't get got. Switched on like a hot spot. Together through low times. I knew we could make it out. Dawn after nighttime. Just ran my line and I'll be where you need. Coronet.
Don't miss out. With our low prices, it's the perfect time to be with O2.
Negative win on an early lead.
At ClearScore, we lay out your credit card and loan options in one place, including exclusive offers. ClearScore, making credit work for you.
Lynx Africa Body Wash. Get knockout clean.
The last 32 had it all. Spurs sent Wolfsburg on their bike. Where'd you learn that, Delhi? For the Jersey, it was goals galore. Hope Stevie's doing okay.
I'm just waiting for the heart rate to come down.
Looking forward. Hey, Red Devils. Look who's back. That's going to make for some good Thursday night swagger. And Gunners, no time for deja vu with Olympiacos. Time to get one foot in the quarters. Do you wait for Europa League? Live on BT Sport.
Well, Dortmund in front very early, 74 seconds on the clock when Erling Haaland first struck. He struck again in the 9th minute to make it 2-0. And Borussia Dortmund looked to be on their way to a first victory at the Allianz Arena since 2014. But with a sense of inevitability, Robert Lewandowski got one back and then just before half-time equalised from the penalty spot. There is still time, though, for either man to have a big say in how this contest finishes. Robert Lewandowski up to 266 Bundesliga goals now, closing in on second all-time. And perhaps most importantly and more immediately in terms of an aspiration that he definitely has, he now needs to average just 1 goal a game for the rest of the season to reach that 40 league goal mark, and that would be some achievement. A long-standing record could yet be broken this season by Robert Lewandowski.
Differential today. Anyway.
That is for the future. For the now, is that Bayern are, as things stand, going back top of the Bundesliga on goal difference. And Borussia Dortmund desperately needs to find a way to get themselves back in front. Otherwise, the gap between them and the top 4 in the Bundesliga will remain something that they need to work incredibly hard to overturn. What does the second 45 minutes have in store, Nigel Spackman?
Well, I think we'll get more goals, or another goal at least. But I just think that Bayern have got the bit between the teeth now, coming from 2-0 down. That late penalty in the first half, it's got them right back in this, and they believe they can go on and win this now. I'm not so sure Dortmund have that belief.
Lewandowski, once again, on a hat-trick, as he seems to be so often, such as his phenomenal goal-scoring rate. Goretzka, cannons off him as Schultz tries to clear, and now Hummels is turning against his former teammate Müller. Dahoud, who conceded that penalty, enabled Bayern to get themselves level before the break. They are not often behind in this fixture, and because of that moment of madness, they weren't behind at half-time in the fixture tonight. Incredible pass to pick out Schultz, beyond the reach even of Zula. He's got back to make the challenge and concede the throw.
Yeah, brilliant take from Schultz. He did well to get back there, Zula, but Schultz should have just whipped it in, put them under pressure straight away defensively.
Delaney. Schultz with the cross, Haaland on the move. Torgan Hazard! Couldn't quite squeeze it inside the post.
Just cuts across the ball a little bit, Steve, so it spins outside the post rather than getting on target. Hits it first time, just cuts across it. I think Neuer had it covered anyway.
Positive start to the second half by Dortmund. Royce. He goes to ground. And nothing more than a quizzical glance towards Marco Fritz in terms of whether or not that would be the second penalty of the game.
Well, VAR will again look at it like they did in the first half for Bayern, but I think he went down in hope rather than in expectation there, Marco Reus.
Müller. Sané. His long wait for a goal goes on, but he's played a big part in the transformation of this contest. So too Coman, skipping away from challenges, finding Kimmich. Oh, Hitz has spilt it. Coman's in, and Hitz recovers to make amends.
Yeah, but he was so casual on that, Steve. Hitz doesn't go down like most goalkeepers would. Do it properly. He's got away with one there. Marwin Hitz.
Ball moving in the air and not given the due care and attention from the goalkeeper that it should have been. An escape.
Yeah. I've watched him over the recent weeks. We've seen them given, I have to say, Kimmich coming across. Slight touch there, but they didn't think it was enough to give a penalty, the officials and the VAR.
No, that doesn't get much chance of being turned around if the on-field decision is no penalty, and Royce was leaning back with his leg, reaching back, not necessarily deliberately looking for the contact, but as much an instigator of the contact as Kimmich was. Alaba. So much to fascinate and delight at the top of the Bundesliga in terms of the title race and the race for Champions League football. These sides, amongst those, of course, very much involved in the equation. Dortmund not nearly as close to the top as they would like to be. They came into the weekend 13 points behind their rivals. That's the moment that Hitz very nearly wanted the ground to swallow him up.
Yeah, but look at that, he's stood upright, and he's not leaning into the ball and taking it to the ground. He got away with one, recovered well. It's a little warning, don't be so casual. I think Emre Can at times is a little bit casual. Thinks he's got more time than he has. Sometimes you just got to get it and play it forward rather than trying to keep possession if you're Dortmund.
It's barely time to think in these contests usually, let alone dwell in possession. Sané off Delaney is flicked, but Müller onto the loose ball, trying to find Sané. Hummels back to Müller. Lewandowski looking to turn provider for Goretzka. Jan coming up with it.
I have to say, Steve, though they've done exceptionally well, Dortmund, and started this game really well, you know, the likes of Nico Schultz hasn't played much, Zagadou hasn't played much, Hazard hasn't played much, so a lot of these players are going to tire in the second half. I think that's where Terzic has got to look at his bench and say, where do I get the fresh legs on? We don't want to go behind and then I make the changes. Maybe I need to make those changes at 2-2.
Another factor in the disappointment for them to concede the equaliser just before half-time, bearing in mind the volume of football that they've played recently. So too Bayern, but Bayern have actually had their first clear week in a while because of their non-involvement in the quarter-finals of the DFB Pokal. Sevilla coming up on Tuesday. Second leg of a tie that they have the advantage of from the first leg, but at 3-2 it's by no means over. Zula. Tackle that turned into a pass for Sané. Zagadou up, not away. Off the head of Davies. Misjudged his leap. Kimmich's pass right into the path of Sané, who's able to control and cross and force Hummels into a flying clearance. Haaland, in attempting to turn Boateng, is fouled by the Bayern defender.
Well, it's late from Boateng there. And then there's another challenge comes in as well. Does here. Kimmich didn't show that. Got away with one there. He's a big, strong lad, though. Erling Haaland.
Well, he scored his 18th and 19th Bundesliga goals of the season. The way that he's hit the ground running in this competition, so phenomenal that if he was to stay playing in the Bundesliga for as long as Robert Lewandowski has, he would comfortably surpass even Robert Lewandowski's goal-scoring exploits based on his current goal-scoring rate, and that tells you something, considering what a young man he is, how quickly he's adapted to this level.
Yeah, and you have to say also he's not playing with the talent that Bayern Munich have. You know, if he went to Munich, say Lewandowski, something happened to Lewandowski, he got sold or he had an injury or whatever, and you take Haaland, he would score more goals because of the way they play, Dortmund. So he carries this team at times, especially when Sancho's not in it. But they're great to see these two world-class centre-forwards on the pitch at the same time, both on hat-tricks as well.
That's Hummels and Robert Lewandowski sharing a word. They've been teammates for these big occasions with Dortmund and Bayern Munich. They've very often been on the opposing side of the rivalry as well. Meunier back to his goalkeeper, but that's a tricky one for Marvin Hitz, and safety first has to be the option under the circumstances. Not moving with the degree of comfort that Dortmund would like. He's made a pretty tough stuff, though.
He is, but you just wonder with these boots these days, there's no real protection on the ankles and on the top of the foot. They're very light, and I think Boateng and Kimmich both knew what they were doing, leaving one on him. The referee's got to make sure he keeps on top of that.
Well, he's moving pretty swiftly all of a sudden when he senses Neuer's there to be closed down. Royce got there ahead of Boateng, but couldn't make meaningful contact with the ball. Dahoud for Meunier. Emre Can. Goretzka breaking up play. Kimmich for Koma. Zula showing he's more than capable of playing as a makeshift right back. He's made excellent progress, and Koma finding Zagadou remarkably calm considering the circumstances.
Yeah, but Hitz has got to come out and claim that one for me. He stays too deep in his goals. He should be out on the edge of his 6-yard box. Comes and claims that, take the pressure off his team. It's all one-way traffic again now. I think Terzic has got to start looking at fresh legs out there. It's a lot of tired players. Dahoud is not the most mobile players either, getting caught in possession at times, putting his team under pressure.
Dahoud with a flick. Cannons off Haaland for the throw. Mahmoud Dahoud scored in the 3-0 win over Arminia Bielefeld last weekend, as well as in that 3-2 win over Sevilla. Goal last weekend, his first in the Bundesliga since August 2018.
Yeah, I think technically he's a very good player, but in today's game, he's very athletic. He's not the most athletic. And when you're playing against teams like Bayern Munich who push you back, you've got to be athletic. You've got to be able to last the pace. You've got to go with runners. When you get him the ball, fine. People running off him, of course, is a problem for you.
Muller determined, but Zagadou showing the required resolve. Boateng doing well to physically hold off Haaland, but now he's got some more defending to do. Royce. Meunier closed down rapidly by Davies, and that was clearly something that, in the corner of his eye, caused the momentary lapse of concentration. Third meeting of the season between these two. Previous two have ended 3-2 in favour of Bayern. Koma. Bite your hand off for similar, bearing in mind that they are right in a battle at the top of the table with RB Leipzig. Koma. Hazard passed a little too easily, and Koma is still going. And it's Emre Can with the block and the clearance. Looking to establish a rhythm, the record champions, Muller. Alaba with the attempted cross. Forced to retreat. Davies. Zula. A real versatility about the positions that the Bayern players are suddenly taking up.
Yeah, well, they're just pinning Dortmund back, and I'm not surprised at this change, or these changes, I should say. Fresh legs coming on. They need this, Dortmund.
Well, it's Julian Brandt and Stefan Tigges who are the two who are to be introduced. And the disappointment for Borussia Dortmund is that you'd imagine that Erling Haaland is being forced off, having received treatment, no risks being taken with his fitness. Torgan Hazard, the other to make way.
I think probably, Steve, that this is what they talked about before the game was after an hour. These are going to be the changes. Take Haaland off. Keep him ready for Sevilla midweek. Don't want to get an injury. He might have had that little injury on the ankle, but he looked okay. But I think it was already in the script that he was going to make a double substitution after an hour.
Yeah, and Erling Haaland probably being saved for the second leg of that Champions League tie. 3-2 up against Sevilla. You can see that with us on Tuesday evening. Müller into Lewandowski. Wonderful turn and control, but as he tried to get the shot away, a painful collision.
Yeah, they're just going to ice the top of that right ankle of Erling Haaland. Yeah, Chan just got the ball and on the follow-through kicked the bottom of the studs.
Zagadou finding Brandt, one of the substitutes. So if Dortmund are to win this game, they are going to have to do it without the player who gave them the 2-0 lead.
That should be a yellow card for Goretzka there. That's a scissor tackle. The referee really should have been giving him a yellow card for that. But you're absolutely right, he's off and they lose that goal threat. They lose his pace to stretch Bayern in behind as well. This is going to be tough now for Dortmund.
You can see it doesn't just have 2 goals to show for his contribution tonight. 1 or 2 wounds that require treatment. Over the top for Sané, who comfortably wins the race with Hummels and has the strength as well to tee up Lewandowski on a hat-trick, but well off target.
Yeah, as we said in the first half, he hasn't got his shooting boots on tonight and he's got 2 goals. One was a penalty and one was a tap-in within the 6-yard box, but from this sort of range, not had his shooting boots on tonight so far, Robert Lewandowski.
Emre Can. Beautifully poised, much closer than recent games between these sides at this stadium. 4-0 last season, 5-0 the season before, and incredibly 6-0 the season before that. We've been delighted by Bayern's brilliance in these games in recent seasons, but they've not been the contests that we've come to expect and anticipate. Tigges the substitute, making his physical presence known.
Yeah, slice from Neuer. He's trying to let the ball go out for a corner, but Boateng had other things in his mind and then he fouled him, took the pressure off. But interesting, in those 6 games you're talking about there, Steve, the total were 26 goals for Bayern Munich and only the 3 for Dortmund. So they've got 2 tonight and they get a 3rd. I think the men in the red looked more likely to get the next goal in this game.
Forward by Davies, just beyond the control of Coman. Serge Gnabry could well be on his way for Bayern.
Well, if you're a Dortmund defender...
Chance to tell you about the other game involving a German side in the Champions League on Wednesday. Liverpool 2-0 up ahead of the second leg of that tie. Wednesday, 7 o'clock, BT Sport 2 and BT Sport Ultimates.
Yeah, massive game for Liverpool, isn't it? On the run they are domestically. Really good performance against Leipzig. Can they do it again? But as I said, if you're a Dortmund defender or midfielder and you look across and suddenly Gnabry's going to come on, you think, oh no, because you know he can get a goal. He's got good pace. He's in great form, although he's had these injuries recently. I think you've done your job and suddenly someone of his quality comes on.
This kick from Delaney finds Brandt. Doesn't matter how the pass gets there. It's the destination that's the most important bit. Zagadou, who missed the start of the season with a knee injury and has been sidelined recently by a muscle injury, back in the starting lineup tonight. This is Schultz, another getting his opportunity this evening with Guerrero injured. He will come back for the free kick for the initial challenge.
Yeah, it's a late challenge from Delaney. It's one of those, I got there as quickly as I could, but Kimmich was too quick for him.
I think it was the follow-up from Zagadou which has really stunned Joshua Kimmich. Well, Serge Gnabry, another who has been out of late, missed 3 games with a hamstring injury before his return as a substitute against Cologne last weekend. And he's going to get the final quarter of this contest in place of Kingsley Coman. Munier. Back to Hitz. Hasn't been as gung-ho a contest in the second half. Doesn't make it any the less intriguing.
Well, it's really intriguing, but I just look at it and say Dortmund would take a point now and go home. And Dortmund want the 3 and they look the more likely to get the 3 points. At the moment, Dortmund just don't have that cutting edge. And it's not surprising with Haaland going off, no Sancho, no Guerrero.
Tiguez, who's yet to score for Borussia Dortmund's first team, but has an impressive strike rate for the second strings. 16 in 22 appearances. He's been sent on by Edin Terzic this evening to try and provide the same sort of focal points to the Dortmund attack that Erling Haaland was previously providing.
Yeah, I would have gone differently as well. I'd have put Rokoko on, the young 16-year-old with his pace, try and frighten those defenders of Bayern. You've always got an out ball. I know it's a massive game, but I would have stuck him on, give him a taste of this contest. Because I think that's the one thing you can get at Bayern is defensively with that pace. It's only Alaba and Davis down the left-hand side. Down the right, I think they're very vulnerable.
Only one of the last 11 Der Klassikers in all competitions has ended as a draw. Jude Bellingham, the 17-year-old Englishman, is one of those who's going to get an opportunity to make a contribution in the latter stages today. Mathieu Moret is also being prepared by Dortmund. Dahoud, very nearly an exceptional pass, and it would have been but for Boateng's intervention, and he's hurt himself in making that interception, which, if he hadn't, surely it would have been 3-2.
Yeah, brilliant defending, because Royce has got the run on him. It's full stretch for that. But unfortunately, these days, this is what's happening with Boateng. He's picking up these little injuries where he's at full stretch and his body's just not taking it these days. Looks like he's holding his hamstring there. Going to come off. Boateng.
Zagadou is making way. Moret comes on for him. Jude Bellingham. A big moment for the teenage Englishman to try and make his mark on Der Klassiker. And he will do so in place of Thomas Delaney. Boateng being helped away is a huge, huge concern for Bayern and Hansi Flick. It's been the one area of vulnerability for them this season defensively. They've had to shuffle, they've had to make do and mend at certain times. Javi Martinez on for the stricken Boateng.
And that's the thing with Pavard out at the moment. Sula's having to play at right back. Bring Martinez on, but he's so experienced. He can play in that position, no problem. Done it many times before.
He's only just back, though, from a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
And also sidelined by a positive COVID test. Made his return as a substitute last weekend against Cologne. So they've been easing one or two back in over the last couple of weeks. Bayern, as well as trying to manage their resources. This attritional season taking its toll even on the very best. Here's Gnabry. And it's Hummels well placed to clear. Kimmich with the corner. Hits. Opts to put distance between the ball and his goal. Kimmich. Goretzka had time to control and tee up Gnabry, who couldn't navigate a route past Meunier, and Bellingham was on hand to clear.
They're taking no chances there. Jude Bellingham just kicks it out. Hitch was coming for it. Another corner, the pressure's building here on Dortmund.
Kimmich swings it in. Cleared as far as Alaba, who's trying to steer it back out in the direction of Joshua Kimmich. And off Dahoud for the Bayern throw. One point from a possible 6 was Bayern's worst run of the season prior to last week's drubbing of Cologne. Looked like they were back to business with their usual swagger. They've struggled to create a huge amount, apart from the one hit fumble in this second half, but they haven't given up opportunities at the other end either, other than that one early on in the second half. And Torgan Hazard fired wide.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of fatigue in a lot of the big squads who have had lots of games domestically and in Europe, but also Bayern, the Club World Championships, and playing in Qatar as well. I think it has affected them, and those injuries coming along, those COVID tests as well, as you mentioned.
Lewandowski. Deflection on the effort. And hits just about tall enough to reach it. It was Gnabry taking aim.
He really had to stretch and get off his feet there, hits and gathers it in.
Oh, Brandt very nearly dispossessing Davies, and Tigges has done so. Bellingham. Morey's cross. It's an inviting one. A little too of inviting for Stefan Tigges to stay on the right side of legal.
Yeah, but this is good build-up, good play from Dortmund. The best bit of attacking play they've had for a long time. And Martinez, that was a brilliant header at the back stick from the substitute for Bayern Munich.
Bayern's turn to try and find gaps in the Dortmund defence. Müller. Meunier in. And subsequently away.
Well, Meunier's got a different job on his hands now, playing alongside Hummels, and Morey playing it right back, so got to switch on to that.
Brandt. quite sure who or what Mahmoud Dahoud thought he'd spotted in space.
I think he looks very, very tired now, to just smashing it away, trying to relieve the pressure, but it's all coming back. The red machine is in full effect.
It's the wheels of Serge Gnabry which are turning with intensity, but all goes behind for a goal kick. Here comes another Dortmund change. It's the player who very soon after coming on as a substitute last weekend against Arminia Bielefeld got his first Borussia Dortmund goal. And it is Marco Reus who is the latest to be preserved. Hasn't had an opportunity tonight to improve upon his excellent goal-scoring record against Bayern Munich. Chance instead for the 19-year-old Brazilian.
Yeah, he's a very talented youngster. I think Marco Reus has done his job for the team. But this last sort of 15 plus added time, you need lots of energy out there. I think that's a good substitution.
Alaba. Davies. Just carried the ball out of play. Inquest ongoing between Haaland and Reus. That's something clearly that happened earlier on. It all clicked into gear for them beautifully in the first 10 minutes. They raced into a 2-0 lead. Bayern always find a way of wrestling back some sort of control in a contest, and they've had the better of things since then to get themselves level, and now they are looking to complete the job of turning things around. Gnabry shoots, and shoots well wide.
Yeah, not one of his better efforts. But as we said, it's 2-0 up. They had that chance through Meunier. He didn't take the shot, tried to square it. That could have been the turning point. It has been up to this point. But can they get a winner here? It looks more likely that it's going to be Bayern who get the winner. Dortmund aren't really doing much in that final third.
Goretzka.
Well, they're now playing with a back three, a back five, basically. Dortmund. Chan is dropped in there as well, with Meunier and Hummels, Moret and Schultz.
Bellingham. Oh, Müller had space and had an idea, couldn't quite execute it. Dahoud. Davies for Kimmich. Oh, exceptional. But just beyond the reach of Thomas Müller, maybe a few years ago.
Well, he's in great form this season, isn't he? Thomas Müller, 10 goals, 11 assists. But on this occasion, great ball from Kimmich. Just couldn't bring it down. But they're living dangerously at the moment, Dortmund. Need to try and get a hold of that ball, get a little bit of possession in that attacking half and attacking third.
Not often that you see Robert Lewandowski's only scored with 1/4 of his attempts. Still registered a couple of goals, mind.
I was going to say only the 2. You wouldn't back against him getting a third, would you?
The law of averages would dictate that if he gets another opportunity tonight, it will end up in the back of the net. 10 minutes and change for that to happen, for one of these two sides to come up with a winning goal. Got the Europa League for you this week as well, and Manchester United's game against AC Milan on Thursday night has a beautiful ring to it from 5:15 BT Sport 1 and BT Sport Ultimates. Matteo Morey had to intervene before the cross could reach Serge Gnabry, so it will be a corner kick. Joshua Kimmich, short, and gets it back from Gnabry. Kimmich, who has scored his fair share of goals in these contests of late, sees his shot deflected on its way behind for a corner.
Yeah, just clips off Julian Brandt's toes, out for a corner on the other side. They've got to keep switched on here, Dortmund. They can see the finish line. This is the important part of the contest now at 2-2. Got to keep switched on and organised.
Kimmich with the corner, Sula with the header. Well wide of the target.
Yeah, he gets up well. Nicolas Sula, but he just can't direct his header on target. A few worried faces on that Dortmund bench at the moment. They can't do anything about it. They've been bought off.
Well, a point tonight would get them back to within 3 of the top 4, which is not a bad place to be in, with 10 games of the season still to be played. They're going to come back for the challenge on Müller. And there'll be a Bayern free kick.
I think the problem is, Steve, you're 2-0 up in the first 10 minutes, basically, and then you didn't really know what to do. And you concede one, and then you give a penalty away, and Bayern are back in it. But they're digging in this second half, Dortmund, you know. They're really working hard for each other. But this is the important period of the game now for them. Don't go chasing it. Just keep yourself solid. Don't give anything away and come away with that point.
Bearing in mind that Bayern's first game back after the international break is against the team challenging them for the title, RB Leipzig. They would prefer to go into that contest with a lead. They will be level on points unless they can win this game at the end of the weekend. Gnabry.
Yeah, and as you touched on, you know, Leipzig are very, very good defensively. They score lots of goals, but they're good defensively, a lot stronger than what Bayern are this season.
Schultz. Going forward, Bayern are having a phenomenal campaign. In fact, the second best goal-scoring campaign at this stage of the season ever. And you won't need too many guesses to guess which team it was that has been even more superior, just a previous class of Bayern Munich.
Yeah, as you'd expect. But what, 69 Bundesliga goals now, but they have conceded 34 this season, which just shows you they can score plenty, but they do concede.
Yeah, only conceded 31 in the entirety of last season, and that was a big number by the standards that they had been setting.
Yeah, but second half of the season they were majestic, weren't they? Blasting everybody out the water every game going forward, and the Champions League winners as well, domestically, the double, and then the world champions.
Not given up winning this one yet, Bayern. Final 6 minutes. Müller looking to conjure. Finds Alaba. Davies. He hasn't been able to attack with his usual abandon, but now he's on the front foot, finding Thomas Müller, teeing up Goretzka. Vital block. And it comes towards Müller. And his was not the final touch.
Brilliant block in there from Jude Bellingham. Munier at the back stick, hit full stretch, put it away, but Morey just keeps it in play, where just kick it out of play. His last dish. Defending at the moment, maybe that should have been a goal kick, not a corner.
Kimmich with the delivery. Sané thought about the spectacular and seemingly changed his mind right at the last moment. Schultz. Steered back to Neuer by Gnabry, working hard to fill a hole in deeper territory than that he usually occupies.
Yeah, the yellow shirts just can't keep the ball, can they, and relieve the pressure on themselves at the moment. Dortmund players, they keep giving it away when they get it, like they have done again here.
Müller. Sané. Kimmich. Davies into Müller. And it was Kimmich with the effort that was immediately blocked en route towards the target. Ever since Joshua Kimmich came into the Bayern side, they've been exceptional in these particular confrontations. Kimmich, 13 wins from his previous 17 matches against Dortmund. What about that for an effort? Well, why not? Neuer does go walkabout, and Tigges thought might just wake him up.
Absolutely, if he could have got a little bit more height on that, Tigges might have caused a problem, but he's given the ball back to Bayern again.
Davies stunning the clearance and staying on the offensive footing. What drama does the final 3 minutes have in store? Can Dortmund finally end the 6-game losing streak here in the Bundesliga? A draw, I suppose, would be baby steps in terms of making progress in that regard, but what they'd really love is a win. That would send a message. Sané's challenge on Emre Can deemed fair. I think you can see what Emre Can thinks about that.
Yeah, I think he just got done for pace, didn't see Sané was coming back to get a toe on it. Should have just hit it in the corner, Emre Can.
From Müller, away by Hummels. Not for long. Does feel as though Dortmund are clinging on to a point. Müller in towards Lewandowski. Goretzka! That might just be a brilliant winning goal in the Klassiker for Leon Goretzka and Bayern Munich.
Well, we can't say it wasn't coming. It was all one-way traffic, pushing Dortmund back. They were making too many mistakes, getting caught in possession. And then this is a brilliant hit. Brilliant hit from Goretzka. What a player he's turning into be, Leon Goretzka. But Can here wants the foul. I think he should have just kicked it in the corner and chased after it. Referee lets it go. And then this happens. Just breaks wide. It'll give it a go. And when it comes out, what about that? The hit, the precision, just off the inside of the post from Goretzka on the volley. Hits can't get there, and that looks like it's going to be the 3 points.
From 2-0 down to lead 3-2, and for the third time this season, the Klassiker looks as though it is heading towards a victory for Bayern Munich by its current scoreline, and Hansi Flick's side have completed the transformation from the despair of the opening 10 minutes to the victory that is once again going to take them 2 points clear at the top of the Bundesliga. Might be more to come. Lewandowski to complete a sensational hat-trick against his former club. No team in the Bundesliga has quite felt the force of Robert Lewandowski's goal-scoring powers quite like his former employer. And Bayern Munich lead 4-2.
I said we wouldn't bet against him getting a hat-trick, and he's not disappointed, has he? That's his best strike of the afternoon. He's been scuffing a few. He's had 2 goals, one of them a penalty, one a tap-in, but this is his best effort, and that's definitely won the 3 points. You feel sorry for Borussia Dortmund, really. They deserve something out of this game, but second half they've worked tirelessly, but they've been cut apart by Goretzka And now by this man, the goal scorer supreme, Robert Lewandowski. Absolutely brilliant.
His 14th Bayern Munich hat-trick. It's the club he once represented on the receiving ends today. Müller makes way for Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting. So too coming on Lucas Hernandez for Leroy Sané, who played a big part in the transformation of this game. And it is yet another Bayern Munich evening that sends out the message that they simply refuse to be toppled as the champions of German football.
Yeah, but as the stats show, going forward, absolutely brilliant. And when you've got Lewandowski scoring all these goals, what's that, 31 Bundesliga goals for the season so far. I think the record is Gerd Müller on 40 goals for the season. So he's breathing down the neck of the great Gerd Müller. But they concede, but they seem to outscore everyone, Steve. And that's what makes them so exciting.
Oh, the record is on now, surely, for Robert Lewandowski. 31 for the season, with plenty of time left to get to the magical 40-goal mark. And even amongst the milestones that he has set, that would be quite something. Zula, maybe they're not finished yet, Bayern. Zula, and hits.
يعني هلا شو اعمل لك
انا؟
سؤال يعني انت عم تقولي لي اعتذر وزعلتي وكذا، شو مطلوب يعني مني؟
Well, the first one was a poacher's goal, the second one was a penalty, the third was a demonstration of everything that Robert Lewandowski is about. He scores all sorts of goals. The poacher's finishes and the quite incredible strikes that not even the very best can do anything about. Hansi Flick heading towards a 5th successive win in Der Klassiker since he took over, maintaining his 100% record in the fixture. And Bayern are going to win the contest again.
Yeah, but coming back to Lewandowski, I said it last season, I'll say it again, he should have won the Ballon d'Or. To not give him the Ballon d'Or last season, I just think was a massive, massive mistake. He was so good, winning everything in front of him, scoring all those goals. He was the outstanding candidate. Will he win it this year? He's got a great chance.
He's the People's Ballon d'Or winner, I would suggest. Erling Haaland might be an actual Ballon d'Or winner for the future. Looked like his 2 goals were going to be the headline news after the first 10 minutes. Well, not quite. They are now unrelenting Bayern as they tried to get Kimmich in behind for a 5th.
Yeah, but the one thing with Dortmund, they haven't given up. They've just been beaten by a better team in the end. I thought they deserved something out of it, but now with this goal to make it 4, Lewandowski's hat-trick, I think Bayern have just about shaded this contest.
From 2-0 down early on to a 4-2 triumph with Robert Lewandowski at the heart of it. 16 goals in his last 9 games against Borussia Dortmund. Not to be for Erling Haaland and the visitors tonight. Bayern win this fixture at the Allianz Arena for the 7th season running. And in the end, they did it with a couple of very stylish goals late on to clinch the points. It was 2-2 and incredibly even at half-time, and right up until the final 2 minutes when Goretzka struck, and then Robert Lewandowski completed his hat-trick to put the icing on it, and Bayern Munich go back to the top of the table, with Borussia Dortmund still leaving themselves with work to do in the race for the top 4. Full time in Der Klassiker, Bayern Munich 4, Borussia Dortmund 2. One more Bundesliga action on the way for you tomorrow. BT Sport 2. First for Cologne against Werder Bremen at 2:30, and then Arminia Bielefeld, Union Berlin from 4:45. On Monday evening in the Premier League, we're off to Stamford Bridge. The two of the sides chasing Champions League football. Chelsea and Everton, 1:30, BT Sport 1. And also on Monday evening, also on BT Sport 1,
لك لا تفوتيني بالحياة حساب شو لك
Bristol City against Reading.
سمعتيني؟ حساب شو؟ ضلك تتخوتي علي انت. هذا اللي عرفتك بيه سوران. لك نعم عمو، ايش بيك؟ شو بدك؟ يلا بدي اسد البث، خلصيني، شو بدك بسرعة؟ لك شو السبب؟ خلصينا عاد. يلا حسد البث، سلام. لك ايه؟ يلا معك 10 ثواني. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. سدينا